At QCT, we have the most complete architecture team from server, storage, and networking switch. That's how we help revolutionize the hyperscale data center so efficiently in the past decade. But one of the questions we've been always asked from our customer is, how do they automate it, the hardware they purchase more effectively and more quickly into the production? And how do they scale out without the software changes? And lastly, how do they efficiently using their hardware purchase in a very efficient way? I know you have tens of thousands of servers. They are filled with different Intel CPU SKUs, right? From the Intel Xeon E3, E5, to even the Xeon Ds. And you also have storage server running in the backend. As your service increase and your workload has been changed, and everything has been very, very differently. So now you have so many different SKUs in your data center with the different compute nodes, storage nodes, and networking nodes. Can you imagine in your future data center, you have a robotic arm like what it does in the Amazon warehouse? You can add compute as you need it, adding the storage as you need it, adding the networking infrastructure fabric as you need it. And then everything was controlled remotely. You don't have to send in the technician to the data center physically anymore. And then everything was done controlled remotely. Wouldn't that be beautiful? So with that concept in mind, QCT decided to adapt the Intel rack-scale architecture, which is a completely revolutionized idea that will have the resource pool that allow you to actually add the compute as you need it, storage as you need it, and network fabric as you need it. The resource pool will allow you to actually expand it as needed on a scale-out architecture. So let's look at the demo. So let's have a quick demo right here. If you go into the OpenStack dashboard, under the hypervisor, as you can see right now, there is no logical resources that's available to you. No CPU, no memory, no disks. But with the help of RSA, imagine what you can do. If you click on Assets, that discovery basically getting all the resources from your data center. On the right-hand side, you can see a graphical rack that's representing a really rack in your data center that has a couple compute nodes and a couple of the switches. On the left-hand side, the POP1 representing a chain of racks that's available in your exposal, or maybe it could represent the data center that's at your discovery reach. And you also show how many processors you have. You also show how many memory and how many disks you have. So how does this benefit you? Imagine you no longer have to walk into the data center and reconfigure the physical hardware because your developing wants something different from what you purchased from the vendor. So if you go to the Compose, it's where the RSA really benefit the hyperscale data center. Compose Node 1 will actually give you a logical value by using the iSCSI boot. Let's hit Compose Node 1 and see what we have. The action has been success. You have a logical value of Node 1 that's available for you to actually use right now. So if you go to Compose Nodes, as you can see right here, now you have a Node 1 at the drawer 2 and module 1. That's the location of your Node 1. And if you hit Assemble, that will actually go into the process of installation the operating system for you. Let's hit Assemble. So now you have it under less than 10 minutes. In the OpenStack dashboard with the hypervisor, you have a logical resource that you can play with. Compared to traditionally, you have to go physically log into the data center and find a physical server and reconfigure the memory and the CPU by yourself. That will be days of work compared to 2 minutes. So you can see RSA is really beneficial to large data center that have to deploy a huge quantity of server, hardware, and storages. Now you see the demo. I know you're excited. We are too. We're ready to deploy the RSA POC right now with a targeted production day in the second half of 2016. So if you find this video interesting and the infrastructure is attractive, please feel free to contact us. Thank you.